Good morning, everybody. Welcome to City Hall, welcome to Council Chambers, and welcome to a meeting of the Los Angeles City Council for today, Tuesday, May 25th, 2004. The City Council meets every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Meetings are open to the public, and we do invite you to join us. For members of the public unable to attend council meetings, we can be viewed live on your cable station, Channel 35. We can also be viewed live via webcast from the city's homepage or heard via council phone. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Cardenas, Garcetti, Gruel, Hahn, Labange, Ledlow, Miskowski, Parks, Perry, Reyes, Smith, Villaraigosa, Weislein, Padilla, 10 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. The council is officially in session. Before beginning with the matters appearing on today's agenda, if I can ask either Mr. Labange or Ms. Gruel, Mr. Labange, to pick one of these wonderful young scholars to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Just two. Next time it's going to be Wendy, good. Andrew Wallach. Betsy Quinzania from Oakwood Elementary School will now, following the direct order of our great Sergeant of Arms, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I like that.
Mr. President,
Mr. Ludlow.
just one acknowledgement here. Standing in the back, if we could have James Spitzer come forward. James, just real quick, if you could. He is just wanted to have him come forward, and if you can get this, we just wanted to welcome Mr. Rumsfeld here on behalf of the United States military. This is our own Deputy City Attorney, and Tom Labange and I were just back here, just spitting image, and we know that he's out there doubling for Dan Rumsfeld on occasion. So anyway, just wanted to acknowledge him at the beginning. Thank you. He said he'd have fun with this.
And while you two are up there, Ms. Gruel, Mr. Labange, I know you have some introductions this morning.
Thank you, Mr. President, and we're so pleased today to have the third grade class from Oakwood School. You can all stand. Can you all stand? Oh, you're all going to come over here. Okay. So then you can get on TV and watch yourself tonight on Channel 35. Ooh, okay. Can you see each other, all of you up there? Yeah. Okay. This school is located in my district, but we share with Tom, because I think at one point it was in your district. And it's a wonderful third grade class who are learning about the city of Los Angeles. This is their visit to El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora, La Reina de Los Angeles. Today, and this is to wish them well on their trip, learning about the city seal, learning about the city of Los Angeles. And so let's give a great big round of applause for the third grade students from Oakwood, the Oakwood School in our district. Let's give a great big hand. Okay, now Tom is going to say a few words here, Mr. Labange.
It's great to have Oakwood here and let you know one day, some of you, I'm going to talk loud because I don't want to push over here. Someday one of you children, one of you great young ladies or young men will be a council member or a city attorney or a city clerk or a sergeant of arms. So I'm just proud of Oakwood, and I'm proud of their teachers because they found the way to come to City Hall. All children should come to City Hall and learn about their government. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Okay.
And I believe Mr. Villaraigosa has an introduction as well.
Yes, Mr. President, members, I have an introduction. First of all, I'd like to introduce my nephew, Christopher Delgado, and all of his classmates at Malibu High School. Why don't you all stand up? And we're here with, this is the Spanish 2 class at Malibu High School, and their teacher is Ms. Miriam Ojeda. And we have two parents who are here with us, Sonia Otush and Pam Eilerson. Let's give them a big hand. Young people from Malibu High School, everyone, and who are committed to learning a second language. And we talked a lot about how important a second and a third language is in Los Angeles, the most diverse city in the world. So we're real proud to host these young people. They were in my office today. Great young citizens, and all of them are Spanish speaking. So thank you all so much. Welcome to City Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Villaraigosa. And Madam Clerk, next order of business, please.
Approval of the minutes.
Mr. Smith moves and Mr. Garcetti seconds.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Mr. Parks moves and Mr. Ludlow seconds.
Mr. President, this is the time for comments from the public on non-agenda items.
Okay, let me call forward Ms. Laponga Fitzpatrick and Leon Nixon.
Good morning. My name is LaPonda Fitzpatrick. I am a representative of the Los Angeles Airport Police Command Officers Association, and I am a captain with the Los Angeles Airport Police. And I would like to read into a record a letter that was sent to the City Council, the Mayor, the Board of Airport Commissioners, and also the Airport Police Commission. The men and women of the Los Angeles Airport Police wish to express their extreme disappointment and dismay in being characterized by Councilperson Jack Weiss as second-rate police officers when he spoke to the Los Angeles Police Commission meeting on May 18, 2004. Not only is such a statement inaccurate, but it also is irresponsible and can act to place millions of travelers who come through Los Angeles International Airport, LAX, at risk. Such a grossly erroneous statement is in direct opposition to the counterterrorism mission and posture of the Los Angeles Airport Police. His comments have the potential to fallaciously bolster the confidence in those that would do harm to the traveling public, employees, and users of our airports, including yourselves. Since the facts were obviously omitted, they are presented in this letter below. The Los Angeles Airport police officers have been successfully protecting LAX since 1946. The Los Angeles Airport Police is a bona fide law enforcement agency comprised of highly trained law enforcement professionals and is the fourth largest law enforcement organization in the county of Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Airport Police has the authority under California Penal Code Section 830.33 to make arrest and enforce laws. The Los Angeles Airport Police was voted into the city charter in June of 1999 by the citizens of the city of Los Angeles because they had the wherewithal to realize that protecting our aviation industry is a full-time job requiring a law enforcement agency with the leadership, training, experience, and single purpose to address issues that are as diverse as the people that utilize the system. That is the Los Angeles Airport Police. The Board of Airport Commissioners support the Airport Police. The Los Angeles Airport Police is a post-certified agency. The sworn law enforcement officers of the Los Angeles Airport Police receive certified training from a variety of law enforcement agencies throughout the state of California. Sworn members of the Los Angeles Airport Police are experts in aviation and law enforcement security. Amongst the sworn members of the Los Angeles Airport Police are certified instructors that provide a variety of training and law enforcement to governmental agencies alike. The Los Angeles Airport Police developed the state-mandated aviation security for law enforcement officers training, which is mandated by the California Penal Code Section 832.1, and we are the only agency in the state certified to provide this training. This training has also been provided to law enforcement and governmental agencies nationally and internationally, including the Transportation Security Administration and the Airline Pilots Association. Our sworn members are trained in general law enforcement also, with functions. They serve as detectives, field training officers, motor officers, special weapons and special response officers, bicycle officers, internal affairs investigators, background investigators, narcotics investigators, and a host of others.
Ma'am, if I can ask you to conclude,
Yes.
do you have other speakers?
Yes, sir. I would just like to bring to the attention of the City Council that, first of all, on behalf of the Airport Police Command Officers Association, we would like to thank City Councilperson Cindy Mizakowski for expressing her concerns with an officer that we have that's currently in the hospital. And we really appreciate that. And what we need now is we need to look at, we also support the motion that was placed on May 18th to take a look at who is the appropriate law enforcement agency in the City of Los Angeles to police the airport. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Leon Nixon's our next speaker.
Good morning, Mr. President, esteemed council members. My name is Leon O. Nixon III. I'm a lieutenant with the Airport Police at Los Angeles International Airport, and I am president of the Los Angeles Airport Police Supervisors Association. We are the association that represent airport police lieutenants and sergeants at Los Angeles International, Ontario International, Van Nuys, and Palmdale airports. Councilmember Weiss is afforded the guarantee under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution to speak freely. However, that guarantee is limited. One, for example, cannot shout fire in a crowded theater. It is the position of the Los Angeles Airport Police Supervisors Association that by referring to our members as second-rate law enforcement is tantamount to shouting fire in a crowded theater. Imagine yourselves as public figures leaving for office this morning. You left your homes, locked the doors, entered your vehicles, and drove here. Now imagine yourselves being asked by representatives of various mass media outlets your views on security. Imagine for a moment that you make a clear, well-thought-out statement on your view of security. You may even refer to your own home security system. In our example, you say that your home locks are second-rate and should be changed. How secure do you now feel knowing that potentially millions of people heard the statement that you have a second-rate lock system on your home? You would likely be worried that someone might take a chance and test your second-rate locks. It just so happens in our example that your locks actually are better off than the off-the-shelf models, and your home and its contents are more secure than your neighbors. It is the statement, not the locks, that create the uncertainty. Our members are better than off-the-shelf law enforcement personnel. Each of you have received our written response in a collaborative effort of associations of the Los Angeles Airport Police Supervisors, the Los Angeles Airport Police Officers Association, and the Airport Police Command Officers Association. The letter you received from all of us is just the Reader's Digest version. In addition, this dedicated team has collectively worked to make each of our 4 airports some of the safest and most well-policed pieces of real estate in our respective jurisdictions.
Okay. If I may ask you to conclude as well, please. If I may ask you to conclude as well.
You may. Mr. Weiss has it all wrong. Our members are not second-rate at all. We are first-rate, we are first class. I'm proud to have been elected by them to represent them in labor matters. I am proud to be their president. I'm proud to be a member of this organization. Mr. President, council members, if you're not sure that your locks don't suit your needs, first read the documentation. First get the facts. First investigate. I assure you, if you investigate how secure our 4 airports are, you will find that you did not get off-the-shelf models at all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This concludes general public comment for today's meeting. And Mr. Weiss, you know we can't act on matters brought to our attention during public comment, but I'll recognize you for a minute here.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I'm not proposing that we act on matters that were proposed during public comment, but I do want to offer a brief response to the words we heard from the fine men and women of the LA Airport Police. I understand your concerns, and I look forward to working with you and the men and women of the Los Angeles Police Department to hopefully merge the 2 departments so that we have one police department at LAX. Because the reality, folks, is the number one issue facing our country for the time being is going to be the new threat of terrorism in this world. And the number one target in the state, if not one of the number one targets in the nation, is the Los Angeles International Airport. It ought to have the number one police department, and that's why I seek a merger between the LA Airport Police and the LAPD. The events of the past few weeks have been very dismaying.
I mean, I don't mean to interrupt you, Jack, but I think it's not on the issue.
Well,
Well, my name was mentioned, Mr. Labange, and I'm simply making clear that this is an issue I will continue to work on. I'm introducing a motion today dealing with the fact that 3 members of the SWAT team at the airport police crashed their Suburban last week. We're going to continue to work on this issue because I want to make sure that LAX is the safest airport in the nation, and the only way to do that is to have an elite police department there.
okay. Thank you, Mr. Weiss. Thank you, Mr. Labange. And then after this, I'm going to cut the comments.
That all people who
We have
work
an
for the
agenda to
city
get
of
to.
Los Angeles are first rate, and no one should be second rate or called second rate. And I just wanted to make that point, Mr. President. And I want to
Thank
thank
you.
the airport police for all they
Thank you,
do.
Mr. Labange. Okay, Madam Clerk.
Mr.
next
President,
item.
an introduction.
Oh, okay, for an introduction, Ms. Misikowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would just like the council to recognize in the audience today, we have Mr. Jeff Eglash, who was our second Inspector General for the Los Angeles Police Department, and he is here with his son and his class. But I want to say, it's welcome back, Jeff, to our City Hall chambers.
Thank you, Ms. Misikowski. Madam Clerk, next order of business, please.
Mr. President, there is a request to continue item number 49 for 1 week. That would be June 1st.
Okay, members request to continue item 49. Seeing no objection, so ordered. Next item, please.
On the regular agenda, items noticed for public hearing, items 1 through 6 are street lighting districts. Council should open the hearing and continue the hearing and ordinances to June 15th.
Members, items 1 through 6 are now before us, and I do not have requests from members of the public to address the council on these items. Public hearings are open, and without objection, continue to June 15th, 3 weeks from today. Next item, please.
Next item, Mr. President, items noticed for public hearings. Items 7 through 11 are confirmation of building and safety assessments, and I believe there is a card on item number 8.
We do have a card on item number 8. Let's call that special to hear from members of the public on items 7 and 9 through 11. We do not have requests from members of the public to address the council. Public hearings are open. Public hearings are closed. Members wishing to call any specials, 7, 9, 10, or 11. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please open the roll on those items. Please close the roll and tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
Those are approved. Next item, please.
Item number 12 is also a public hearing item, and it's ordinance confirming an assessment.
And I do not have a request from members of the public to address the council on item number 12, satisfying the public hearing requirement. Is there a member of the council wishing to call item 12 special?
Ms. Hahn would like it to be continued for 30 days.
Item 12?
Under 12.
Okay. At Ms. Hahn's request, item 12, members request to continue without objection for 30 days. That new hearing date is June 25th. Next item, please.
Items for which public hearings have been held, items 13 through 22. Item number 17, Item 17, the report submitted, and it is a communication from the Chair and Vice Chair of Budget and Finance.
Okay. Members 13 to 22 now before us. Public hearings have been held. A motion from the floor would be required to reopen the public hearings. Request for specials. Ms. Gruhl.
18.
18, call special
you.
by Ms. Gruhl. Any other specials? Seeing none on the balance of the items, Madam Clerk, please open the roll. Please close the roll and tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
Those are approved. Next items, please.
President,
Mr. Labange.
forthwith on 17 and 22.
Forthwith, please, on 17 and 22.
And thanks everybody for 22, which we saved the great Hanna-Barbera property on Coinga.
Next
Thank
items,
the Planning
please.
Department and Bob Genovese.
Madam Clerk.
Next item, Mr. President, items for which public hearings have not been held, items 23 through 48. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Items 23 through 48 are now before us. I do have cards on items 25 and 29. Item 49 has been continued, so let's call those matters special. On the balance of the items, I do not have requests from members of the public to address the council. Public hearings are open. Public hearings are closed. Requests for specials. Members, any requests for specials? Seeing none, on the balance of the items, Madam Clerk, please open the roll. Please close the roll and tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
Those are approved. Mr. Reyes?
Council President, can we have number 46 forthwith, please?
Forthwith on item 46. Next item, please.
On the supplemental agenda, items items for which public hearings have not been held, items 50 through 53, and item 50 is the budget resolution that is in the process of being distributed to the council members.
Okay, then if need be, let's hold that temporarily on the desk. If the resolution has been distributed, then we can consider it now. Has that been distributed? Okay, then let's consider it at this time. Members, items 50 through 53 now before us. Public hearings are open, and I do not have requests from members of the public to address the council on these items. Public hearings are closed. Requests for specials, 50 through 53. Mr. Parks.
Mr. Chair, I don't think we've all gotten 50, so we can hold
Okay.
that for a second.
Let's hold that for a few minutes then. Items 51, 52, and 53 now before us. Seeing no requests for specials, Madam Clerk, please open the roll on these items, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
Those are approved. Next item, please.
That would take council back to the items called special. Item number 8 was the first item called special, and that was for cards from the public.
Okay, public comment period for item 8 is now open, and the council calls forward J.K. Selznick. J.K. Selznick, are you here? J.K. Selznick going once, going twice, and if they're no longer here, this closes public comments for item number 8. Members of the council wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please open the roll. Please close the roll and tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
That is approved. Next item, please.
Next item, Mr. President, item number 18 was called special by Councilmember Gruhl.
Ms. Gruhl for item 18. Ms. Hahn,
Could I have 52 forthwith, please?
forthwith on 52.
Thank
Gruhl.
you. Thank you, Mr. President. And I'm just here today really not to hold up this item, but we introduced a motion, myself and Mr. Cardenas, relative to this item, which is tree clearance. And colleagues, this is a $53 million contract for tree trimming for the Department of Water and Power. I'll say that again, $53 million for tree trimming. And the questions that we asked was relative to whether or not there were individuals within the Department of Water and Power or in our Department of Street Services who have developed contracts with other proprietary departments to provide those services. And so in our motion, which we introduced and will be coming back to council, is ensuring that when we have a contract that's in the proprietary department, that they notify our city departments. Mr. President, I think it's somewhat loud in here. I don't, if we could. Mr. President, maybe I'll ask the guards if we could get a little bit of quiet. Anyways, I think that the importance of discussing this today is that we have been talking to SEIU, talking to also our Department of Street Services, who were not made aware of this particular contract. And I think what Mr. Cardenas' committee did on this item was ask that a report back in a year, this is a year contract that potentially could go up to 6 years, to determine if there are opportunities for us in the city of Los Angeles to utilize some of our individual departments that provide these services on a day-to-day basis. I think it's important that we have a discussion about this as we get contracts that are going forward, and think that it is important as well to recognize in the Department of Public Works, we actually have 11 individuals who have been trained specifically to trim trees around power lines and other locations. I am want to make sure that we also have contracts where it is the least expensive way in which we do it and the best service. That is critically important. And in some instances, that may be going out to contract. But at this instance, I want to make sure that our city departments are always involved in that process. So I wanted to highlight that today, highlight the work of the committee, which asked for it to come back in a year, and the motion that I introduced with Mr. Cardenas as we look at contracts within the proprietary departments and having this as one family working together in one city. So thank you, Mr. President. We look forward to this coming back in the next year.
Thank you, Ms. Gruhl. And Sergeants, if I can ask for your help today in keeping the volume down a little bit. Mr. Cardenas.
Thank you very much. Actually, this is an excellent motion, Ms. Gruhl, that you brought forward, because in the process of the committee hearing, the policy hearing, what we found out and realized was that the Department of Water and Power said that they can, in fact, train people to be these kinds of tree trimming specialists around power lines. But the reason why they had to go out to bid this time was because we don't have enough of a crew to get the job done at the magnitude that we need to get it done. So it brought out a great opportunity for us to reevaluate and get a commitment from the Department of Water and Power that they're going to report back to the council, to the committee, and let us know what the process is for training these people, how long it will take to train 2 of them, 6 of them, 12 of them, etc., so that maybe in the next 3 years, rather than extending this outside contract, we can find out that we can be more competitive. Maybe, hopefully, we can be more competitive by actually training people in-house and actually doing the work more efficiently, both financially and from a worker's perspective, and actually have people, hopefully Angelinos, who get hired by the Department of Water and Power, trained by them, so that they can actually do this very important work. So this brought about a great opportunity for us to reevaluate and look at what kind of opportunities we have to train experts. And the key to this issue is this. Sometimes government needs to go out to bid on some work because it's a temporary issue. Why are you going to train somebody to be a specific kind of specialist on something if it's only an issue that's facing you for 18 months or 2 years or 3 years? But what we realized is, as long as we have power lines, we're going to need these kinds of tree trimmers. So why not train these people so they can handle this career in-house, and actually we can reap the benefits of that training, and they can actually do this for 2 years, 8 years, 10 years, 20, and 30 years. So that we found out that this is an opportunity, hopefully, where we can actually train people and realize, hopefully, that it's going to be able to be done efficiently. We can save the ratepayers money. We can do it in a way that works out better for everyone. So thank you for bringing this forward, and we're able to make some progress on evaluating that, and we're going to look at that in other areas as well. Thank you.
Mr. Labange.
Thank you very much, and I just wanted to rise to support this concept, but also make aware that when we can get good private contracts, if it is lower cost, because there's many, many thousands of miles of power lines down every street and neighborhood, and they need to have that mix. But it's also good to get the expertise, because I do want to stand and rise for those who work on or near utility lines. It is a dangerous occupation. Henry Martinez is here, the head of all power for Water and Power. Are you here on this item, Henry? Okay, you are? But it's very important to have that mix to make sure that you get the best bargain for the ratepayers of Los Angeles, whatever that mix is, but train people to be skilled, to be safe, and do the right job. What's amazing in the valley is the aquifers are deep, and the trees grow rapidly and high very quickly, and all of a sudden some of the great foliage of the great urban forest is Los Angeles. We may not believe that, but it is true, and especially in some parts of the valley where the water aquifers pop up and the big sycamores are really tall, and it's a beautiful time of year. Not to mention the beautiful blooming jacaranda, which is taking place at this time in this season. So I just want to thank for the mix that's there, and also thank Tom Parker for his work at Water and Power. And is that Tom Deal back there? And thank you, Tom, for your work, and all the crews from Water and Power working with others to try to keep power safely coming to the homes of the people of Los Angeles. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Labange. Ms. Gruhl.
Thank you. And I just wanted to add one thing. And again, I completely understand the fact that we may not have within the department the current expertise, and this was an appropriate way in which to go out and look at it. I think we have also seen, for example, with the General Services and Department of Transportation, where we have many public parking places, actual parking locations, and we contract most of those out. But we found in a couple of places where General Services and Department of Transportation had the capability that they could actually handle one or two of those locations. And in fact, in Pershing Square, we're getting a 60% greater return by it being within the city of Los Angeles. And I think that we can see whether it be asphalt that the city of Los Angeles provides for the Department of Airports or a portion. We may never have enough employees trained to be able to do all of the locations within the Department of Water and Power, but it may be that certain locations can be utilized by our Department of Street Services or tree trimming that happens. So I think this is a great dialogue and look forward to working with Councilmember Cardenas and his committee to come back with some of those good ideas on contracting. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Gruhl. Are the members wishing to be heard on this item? Seeing none, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
That is approved. Colleagues, we had earlier considered item number 8, and the person who had submitted a speaker card was temporarily out of the room. Unless there's an objection, I'd like to have us reconsider item 8, reopen the public hearing. And J.K. Selznick, welcome back. This is your opportunity to address the council on item number 8.
Hello, members of the City Council. Mayor Hahn, which I assume is here somewhere. I rise, and I've got to tell you, I'm terrified to speak to you because the LA City Council Code Enforcement, the LA Building Department, City Council, LA Building Department Code Enforcement Bureau has launched a little war against me in which they have ended up succeeding in tearing down a little house once lived in by my father in the Silver Lake District. And now, after it's done, they have assembled a long list of inflated and punitive charges, which they seek to have you approve now. And I'm just would like to speak against the charges. They have to do with destroying the little house, and it is something that I, at one time, called the Code Enforcement Bureau and told them that I would do. Had a bid of much less half of what they claim that they spent on it. And in addition, they have added extra charges like asbestos removal when there was no asbestos in the house. It's a little house that I worked on and tried to get assembled and for a long time, and there was never any mention of asbestos by anyone at the house, and nor was there any place there could have been asbestos in the house. In addition, they have assembled a 10-foot steel fence. This is a tiny little house in a little residential neighborhood around it, and declare that their intent is to keep that there. They have a lock and a key, and it's totally closed to me, and it's unavailable to me or intimidating to anybody who, any use that I might want to have in it. And I'm trying to block the charges, $88,700, which they supposedly have spent, taking over a year to do, which is longer than they allowed me to reset up the project, and they're seeking to have you approve them, and I wanted to speak against it. I'm not sure who I'm speaking to, so.
Thank you very much. This once again concludes public comment for item number 8. Members of the council wishing to be heard on item 8? If not, we have the report before us. Madam Clerk, please open the roll. Please close the roll and tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
That is approved. Next item, please.
Next item, Mr. President, item number 25, call special for card from the public.
Okay, and Ms. Sylvia Lynn Hawkins, you've submitted speaker cards on both items 25 and 29. If you'd like to offer your comments on both of them together, we'd appreciate that. Members, this is both item 25 and 29. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. You can put the time up. Okay, my name is Miss Sylvia Lynn Hawkins. I would like to speak separate on each one of them, if it's possible, because I only have 3 minutes. Separate would be great. I will speak on item number 29 then. As concerning the safety code and the enforcement of the police department of sheriffs illegally putting tenants out of their apartment or Section 8 apartments for disturbance with the landlord. There's new discovery that has been made that the landlords was not the landlords. Neither they have documents of whom they were. It were only dead people who had funerals in another state but are alive as landlords in another state that is taking rent and mortgage people that legally pay rent, and now they are paying to real estate owners that is out of business, whether it's New York State or whether it is Century insurance companies. There's people that are not paying rent, and now we are concerned with dealing with the police department. Whom are we paying rent to? Whether they're dead or alive, or whether they are legal, open insurance companies. As we see in the United States of America, 7% of insurance companies are out of business and have been out of business. I'm very much so concerned of having, he's a police department. One police department in California, not over 100 police departments in each city of California, whether it is Azusa, Altawanda, Los Angeles, Inglewood, Watts. There is different police department and different police station, look like with different law, even on Western and Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. I'm very much in having one police car, one police department. Now let's hire with application and not online. I'm very much in having one color police car, which is red, white, and blue, not black and white, because they are very much out of line. Azusa Police Department is totally against
If I can
Los
ask you to
Angeles
conclude, ma'am,
Police
please.
Department.
If I can ask you to
I
conclude.
got 24 seconds. Thank you. But I'm very much in naming it, he's able, Civil Police Department. Amen. Not these police departments that now they live in San Francisco, now they come down here and being police department of Los Angeles or another state. It's illegal. I have seen it already.
Okay, thank you very much. This concludes public comment for items 25 and 29. Members of the council wishing to speak on either of these items? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please open the roll. Please close the roll and tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
Those are approved. Next item, please.
Next item, Mr. President, item number 50 was called special, and that is the budget resolution, and it has been distributed to the council members.
Okay, members, item 50 is now before us. Mr. Parks, did you wish to speak? I believe the resolution has been distributed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate the document. Basically, what you have before you is the transmittal document that basically covers all of the issues that we dealt with on the 17th of May, the Budget and Finance Committee issues and all those directions by the council. It also follows a charter on a variety of issues that deal with instructions to the controller, and also the fact that by the charter we must have submitted our budget to the mayor before June 1st. And so I would strongly recommend that we move on this item today so that we can ensure that all of the directions and ordinances that will be forthcoming, and we have 3 ordinances on our special agenda today that deals with implementing the direction of the council and the budget committee, and so I'd ask for an aye vote on item 50.
Okay. Other members wishing to be heard on this item? Seeing none, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
That is approved. Forthwith, please. And if that's the end of our regular agenda, let's temporarily recess the regular meeting Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll on the special meeting?
Cardenas, Garcetti, Gruel, Han, Labange, Ludlow, Miskowski, Parks, Perry, Reyes, Smith, Villaraigosa, Weisstein, Padilla, 15 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, colleagues. The special meeting is now in session. We have a 3-item agenda, all ordinances that amend the city's code to reflect a budget that we have just adopted. I do not have requests from members of the public to address the council on these items. Is there any request to call these items special? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please open the roll on items 1, 2, and 3 of the special agenda. Please close the roll and tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
Those items are approved. We can send those matters forthwith as well, please. And this concludes the special meeting agenda. Let us now adjourn the special meeting, return to the regular meeting. Madam Clerk, next order of business, please.
Mr. President, council has motions for posting and referral.
Motion shall be posted and referred.
There are excuses on the desk. Councilmember Labange requests to be excused Friday, May 28th to arrive at 10:30 for city business that meets council policy.
Excuses granted.
Councilmember Cardenas requests to be excused Wednesday, May 25th to leave at 11:45 for city business, and Friday, June 18th for city business. Those both meet council policy.
Mr. Cardenas is excused.
Councilmember Miskowski requests to be excused Friday, June 2nd for city business, and Friday, July 2nd for personal business. Motion is required on the excuse for July 2nd.
Mr. Labange moves, and Ms. Miskowski is excused.
Councilmember Gruel requests to be excused Wednesday, May 26th to leave at noon for city business that meets council policy.
Ms. Gruel is excused.
And Councilmember Weiss requests to be excused Friday, June 11th to leave at 11 a.m. for city business that meets council policy.
That is approved.
And that clears the desk.
Wonderful. Colleagues, it's 11:05. And we are done. Do we have any announcements today? Announcements? Happenings in the districts throughout the city? Mr. Reyes.
Yes, thank you, Council President. Today we're going to have what we call charrettes. These are workshops that discusses the impact of linkages that essentially are methods by which we can promote increasing and improving our quality of life as we link facilities into our GO line stations, our light rail stations, improving the infrastructure, meaning our sidewalks, our streets, parkways, and we'll have a charrette at Ramona Hall in Highland Park this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reyes. Other announcements, colleagues? If not, I'd like to announce for members of the Mission Hills and Sylmar community, there's a joint Mission Hills Sylmar Neighborhood Watch Groups meeting at Mission Hills Christian Church, located at 14941 Devonshire, beginning at 7 p.m. tonight. And there will be briefings from the Los Angeles Police Department to the community. So residents and other stakeholders of Mission Hills and Sylmar, you're invited to attend that event. And earlier this evening also, beginning at 5, from 5 to 7 o'clock at the Northeast Valley Multipurpose Senior Center, there's a community celebration honoring the 100th birthday of Mother Ida Kinney. Colleagues, if you haven't read the feature in today's Daily News, I'd urge you to read it. It's a tribute to a wonderful, wonderful lady and longtime activist and leader in the Northeast San Fernando Valley. Any final announcements? If not, do we have any adjourning motions today? Please rise for adjourning tributes. Adjourning motions, beginning with Mr. Labange.
Thank you, members. I ask we adjourn in memory of Norm Harrington, a great constituent of the 4th District who lived in the Franklin Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles, a longtime member of the Franklin Hills Residents Association and founded that association and garden club. He was born in Camden, New Jersey, and met his wife while serving the United States Army in France at the end of World War II. He returned to the States in '46 and graduated from UCLA in 1949 and went on to work for the County of Los Angeles in its probation department. At the age of 39, he went and earned a law degree from Southwestern Law School and practiced law, retiring in 1999. He's survived by his wife Monique
his 2 children, Michael and Suzanne, 4 grandchildren, and 1 sister. Ask that we adjourn in memory of Norm Harrington. And members, just to clarify, if we wanted to adjourn in memory of Paul W. Parker, who's the father of Olivia Mitchell, our great Assistant General Manager of the Children, Youth, and Family Commission. Mr. Parker was born in 1918 and spent most of his life as in the restaurant service at the Tail of the Cock in the San Fernando Valley, where he took a bus every day from his home in Watts to go to work late into the night. The Palmer House Hotel in Chicago, which was the home of all those Chicago sites, where he learned his trade in the early days. He was a father of 3 and a stepfather of 4 children who he also raised. This is in honor of our great own Olivia Mitchell. We ask that we adjourn in memory of Paul W. Parker.
All members. Other tributes? Ms. Perry?
I would like to adjourn in memory of John Yoshio Naka. He was a world-renowned bonsai master, born August 14, 1924, to Japanese immigrant parents who died at the age of 89. He moved to Los Angeles in 1946, where he opened and operated a landscaping business. He brought the art of bonsai to the Western culture, taught hundreds and hundreds of people bonsai, and was well known for his willingness to teach the art to anyone who wanted to learn. He is survived by his wife Alice, 3 children, 12 grandchildren, and 7 great-grandchildren. Services were held Tuesday, May the 25th at Higashi Honganji Buddhist Temple here in Little Tokyo.
Mr. Reyes.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to adjourn in the memory of Grace R. Gamet. Grace was born on January 21st, 1903, and just celebrated her 101st birthday. Her son, Keith Gamet, was active in the Highland Park area and retired as a civics teacher from Franklin High School. They are survived by the son, Keith, and daughters, Dolores and Juanita.
Mr. Smith? Other tributes? Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Thank you all very much. This meeting is adjourned.
You are watching LA City View, Channel 35. Your city, your channel.